Hello. Are you still delivering?
He heard the delivery and he was just like, ugh, damn, man. Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another TV show reaction and commentary as we continue with Better Call Saul Season 4, hopping into Episode 3. This one is titled Something Beautiful. Now, I want to make a quick correction. I don't know what made me think that there was only Season 5 and that's it. There's a whole other season. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you, when you heard that, you're probably like, "Dude, what the heck are you talking about?" Um, now that I came to the realization that there's actually a sixth season, I'm so hyped. Okay, so I'm hyped. I'm hyped. We're just about a little above halfway done. So there's a whole other season that I get to dive even more towards with Better Call Saul, and that's great because that just allows me that shows me that I'm allowed to be a lot more flexible with my mental time frame that I usually pace shows within to kind of like understand like certain beats and rhythms and all that. So now to know that there's a sixth season, I'm so hyped. But yes, I'm excited to see where this story kind of continues. We left off with Jimmy basically just coping very drastically. Coping very drastically. There's a lot of things that we can think he's going through. And the reason why I'm saying that in a way is because there's a difference between him thinking and him acting. You know, they're not necessarily the same. They could come off as the same, but we won't know until Jimmy, specifically Jimmy, acts. You know, whereas, let's say, for instance, a character like Mike were to think something, you would be a little bit more inclined to believe his actions that come behind that way of thinking because of the person that he is and that we were shown the type of person he is within the show. So to see how Jimmy is thinking about this, and in my personal opinion, they're doing a great job at really showing us how he's thinking and how he's feeling instead of just telling us. I think that's obviously a beautiful way of using the art form of filmmaking, but it's very interesting. It creates a lot of interpretation that I feel as though it's just grief. You know, grief is a complexity of emotions that is, a constant thread in all forms of art. Whether it's filmmaking, art, literature, all of that. It's something that is extremely complex, and I love their angle at displaying it and approaching that expression because there's no easy answer. It's not like, oh yeah, let me just be okay. We all know that's not to be true, and it'll also make for some boring storytelling. So I love that they are tackling this with the direction of ambiguity, especially with a character like Jimmy, where he's usually talking. He's usually he's usually showing a lot, but to see him very subdued, to see him very contained with how he's feeling is different. And I appreciate that approach, and it does make me interested in seeing how he plans on combating this grief and how he feels with this grief and how he as a person wants to beat it, because it is something that, he's going to have to do, whether it's through, again, what we talked about, through the sheer force of him relying on his friends and his family, or whatever family that he has left, to help him out with it. But knowing Jimmy and knowing the characters within Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, there's this moment where you can also defeat your obstacles by completely diving into yourself and who you are as a person and disregarding everyone around you. And yeah, those are two ways of beating it, but it's all about how you sit with yourself afterwards. How do you feel about yourself afterwards? And I'm interested in not only seeing his steps to seeing how that happens, but also how he plans to sit with himself afterwards, similar to how he sat with himself in the last episode. So enough talking. Let's jump right into this episode. Again, if you want to be able to support this channel, the best way to do it is through Patreon. You can get more commentary like this. You can also get early access. You can also support the channel by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of the day, you don't have to do any of those things. Just sit back, relax, get your popcorn and snacks as we hop into Better Call Saul. I gotta say, though, it does feel good watching Better Call Saul, specifically Better Call Saul, on a bigger screen. I can definitely appreciate the cinematography and the colors, too. Cameraman was like, ah! Man, the setup is real. Whatever they're trying to do right now, the setup is absolutely real. I could tell it was that dude. Just by the way he was... He has an attitude with everything he does. That's how you know it's a good character. Just the way he was sprinkling that, I was like, yeah, I know it's this dude. Sly Fox looking at... Nah. Yikes. Yep. That's wild. That did happen last episode. And he has to stand there and watch. He has to stand there and watch as they orchestrate this this mob setup. This is insane. Damn. Damn. Dude, that's cold-blooded, man. That's cold. That's so damn cold. It is crazy that we're getting like a whole 8 minutes just watching this happen in a Better Call Saul episode. That alone should tell you just how incredibly diverse the pacing is and the stories that are just being tossed around this series.
Gotta make it look real.
Man, where's Voss at? Where's Voss? He needs to be out here.
And past that, you just pick a lock and walk over to the shelf and swap this wanderer for that boy, and it's 5 minutes max.
Warm up, gentlemen?
Diners are perfect for conversations like this.
And how did you come across this valuable wunderkind?
What difference does it make?
Guys in the office cross you?
I love how Mike is trying to get to the understanding of why are you even doing this in the first place.
Not for you. Is there some problem I'm not seeing, like with the swap or something?
Plan's fine as far as it goes. It's just not for me.
It's interesting how Jimmy is looking at people through surface levels, while Mike is definitely not doing that.
I'm gonna do this.
Sorry.
And then he also said sorry about what happened to his brother.
If you don't want easy money, that's your business. I just thought I'd give you first crack at a golden opportunity.
Mike is like, dude, who are you doing this to? Like, why? Like, we've already done work together, man. It's not like the first time they're meeting each other, which is interesting as, you know, why Jimmy is treating it like that. I think it's like just to mask, you know, obviously it's just to mask what's happening. Meanwhile, Mike is seeing for what it is. I love their soundtrack. That is so cool, man. It's like an eldritch rattlesnake or something, man. Cool reveal. That's so good. Sometimes when I ask myself why things are shot the way that they are, and then when I let them play out because I'm curious, and then you finally see the reason why, it's like that's clever. That's such good framing.
And it's on a north-facing lot. I'm told that's energy efficient, so I'm excited about that.
This is Salt Lake City?
After Provo, why not?
So what does this mean? What does this mean? They're about to get a crazy payday? Because they're branching out.
This was going to be Ogden, Utah. And this one here is Tucumcari. But over here on this side, you got a few new ones. Sedona.
I'm trying to figure out if that's a good thing or a bad thing in her case. If she's wondering that.
All your hard work is making a difference. I mean, Kim, this is what it's all about.
So, I can get the notes to you by EO.
Alright, so it's like a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
You'd expect your draft?
So her hard work is paying off, but who is it paying towards?
10 minutes if you decide to pick your nose. In, out, no one comes looking for you ever. How does that sound? Yeah, I know where that is. Here.
Yeah, man. It's wild to see him. It's wild to see him just involved more with crime now. This is where the trickle effect starts happening.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
I hope she feels better soon.
Excuse me.
Oh man, dude. Oh man. Just brushed death on the shoulder right there.
Can you not hit every damn pothole, please?
Imagine being in this situation where you have to trust people to save your life that genuinely don't really care too much about you. Yeah, this is one hell of a traumatic experience for him, man. Nacho is not gonna enjoy this afterwards, especially if he lives. Shout out to doctors, man. Shout out to doctors, man. Oh my God. Or just anybody that knows anything about just medical stuff, man. Look like Killer Mike breaking in. Oh man, this is sketchy, man. This is sketchy as heck.
I just wanted to say, I'm sorry if you feel upset. It was not my intention.
Oh man, where is this scene gonna go? How is this scene gonna what's gonna happen?
Hello. Are you still delivering?
He heard the delivery and he was just like, ugh, damn, man.
Yeah, just a large cheese.
Oh snap, he left his glove. He left his glove. Oh no. I love how they shot that. That's cool. That's a great way of stitching that frame together. That's awesome. It looked like they digitally did that instead of having the actual physical lens for it. See, the thing is, like, if Jimmy gets caught doing this, not only is he going to face, prison time, but he's going to be banned from ever participating, being a lawyer forever. All right, they got in and got out. Okay. Jesus.
The FILMMAKERs were hit.
Yesterday, on the way back from their pickup.
Do we know who?
Not yet. Vargas survived barely, but he couldn't see faces.
This dude Gus is hilarious, man. This dude Gus is just... Life to him is just poker. He's constantly playing and winning.
This is a problem. Find a local supplier on your
Side of the border. Cut a deal.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, snap. He's in a school. Am I about to see what I'm about to see right now? No, this is our boy. This is our boy. I forgot his name. Holy crap.
There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium.
This brilliant geek of a nerd, man.
They range from 39% to 58% pure, except this one, which hovers around 67. Top of the class, so to speak.
But it ain't that Walter White. It ain't that blue. What was his? Like 98, 99%? It was insane.
I'm certain that you wouldn't. But I'm afraid I can't allow it. Not yet. You were meant for better things.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Gus peeped it, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to use you a little later, fam. Wow. This dude, Gus, is insane, man. Like, forget poker. He's chessing. He's playing chess. And poker. With people. There's got to be some conversation soon. There has to be something.
How much do I get?
5,000.
5K.
That hurts. That hurts.
You brought a shine to her life that nothing else ever did, and I'm glad of that. New paragraph. We have not always seen eye to eye. I expect that will continue to be so in the future.
I love how Kim is just looking at him. Ah, man.
I sincerely admire your energy and resilience. I used to worry about
that's
you finding
heartbreaking.
a place in the world.
She cares so much, man. That's wild. It's gonna hurt just seeing him push her away.
Kim.
Ah, man. That's a... Ah, man. All right, everybody, we just got done. Season 4, Episode 3. Man, that last scene that they ended it off on was... that was good. That was good. This is so... It's so complex. They're doing such a great job at navigating the story around this ambiguous tone of grieving. It's so difficult to do because usually you would dedicate like an entire episode exploring the ambiguity, but they're actually still unraveling the story that is being told within the series around this thing, and it's like. It's interesting. It makes for a very interesting experience. And to better describe what I'm saying, because that probably sounded a little weird, is that usually when there's a character death and you have the opportunity of exploring like a theme of grief or just complex emotions that I feel like are very relatable to any human. And that's from a director standpoint, that's a great, or a writer standpoint, that's a great opportunity to just, really connect with your audience. That's like the moment because it creates this even ground, right? Everybody can know at least a slice of how Jimmy is feeling. And what I'm surprised that they're doing is not only are they exploring that and how they're exploring it, but they are still telling a whole story around it. They're not just getting a macro lens and just looking at the micro, I guess the micro level of it. They're not just completely dedicating the entire episode of just focusing and chewing on the grief and, understanding why and explaining why he's feeling all this. Which isn't a bad thing, by the way. It's not a bad thing. But I do enjoy the direction that they're taking by just... to put it bluntly, by putting his grief with his character and making that entire package still a side package to the overall story. Usually, when you have that opportunity, you kind of say, okay, let's forget about the overall story just for a tad bit because we're going to be shining the light on this important moment, which is, again, it's not a bad thing. It's an opportunity to connect with your audience. But what I'm saying is that they're actually getting a little bit of best of both worlds, and not only through great direction and through brilliant writing are they able to hit the mark on Jimmy's grieving and still a very ambiguous tone, interpretable way, but the story itself, it's still moving and propelling forward. That's really incredible. And I just hope that you guys can I hope that you guys are peeping that as well too. I just think that's really incredible and it's truly fascinating. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing where this just leads to, how Jimmy chews this and how Jimmy is gonna take all the actions that he's witnessing, and I'm excited to hop into the next episode because of that. So if you are too, definitely see y'all over there. If you're on the Patreon, you'll see me in a couple seconds, but for everybody else, see y'all next week. Stay healthy and stay hydrated, because we are just getting started.
Purple jacket, pocket full of weed, everything that I should ever need. Grab some matches cause they give them free, just like my time. Hair pulled back in the backseat.